Carter Curricula here, where I am on a mission to savor our shared humanity with analysis, commentary, and application of poetry written by dead poets. I've got a fixation on the classics, man. The classics really get to me, whether that's literature, short story, novel, or poetry. We are in a book called Black Feeling, Black Talk, Black Judgment by Nikki Giovanni. These poems that we've taken a look at so far, man, they've been powerful. We've taken a look at On Hearing the Girl with the Flaxen Hair. We've taken a look at You Came Too. By the way, we'll take a look at 10 of them, and then yesterday we took a look at I'm Not Lonely. Today we have the wonderful treat of taking a look at the poem Black Power, for all the beautiful Black Panthers East. The way I like to do it is I like to read it, analyze it, give some commentary on it, and then apply the poem to our present position and circumstances. And then from there, man, I just drop the mic. So here we go. Let's take a look. Let's read it. Black Power for all the beautiful Black Panthers East. I could read. I could read. I know I could read. But the whole thing is a miracle. See, we're we were just standing there talking, not touching or smoking pot, when this cop told Tyrone, "Move along, buddy. Take your whores out of here." And this tremendous growl from out of nowhere pounced on him. Nobody to this day can explain how it happened, and none of the zoos or circuses within 50 miles had reported a panther missing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see what we have here. Powerful statements written in the late 1960s, early 1970s, in a time period where sociologically the the society was in turmoil and unrest. Equality was an issue, it still is, for Black people in the United States. And here we have a text written by Nikki Giovanni, poet, activist, educator, in an unapologetic way, just raw and to the point. Notice a few things here. Notice at the very beginning line, but the whole thing is a miracle. She puts in mythical language, sort of spiritual language. A miracle. A miracle is when something out of the ordinary takes place, something extraordinary, beyond the um, normal phenomenon. Like that's like Jesus turning water into wine. It's like Jesus healing a man uh, of blindness. Uh, this was a miracle. A miracle. In what way was this a miracle? Well, as I mentioned to you, sociologically or historically, there were there were things taking place where people began to own their power. Black people began to own their power. They began to take their power back for themselves. And this is for all the beautiful Black Panthers East. This is a collective story, almost a mythical story of Tyrone. Tyrone. Um, look how it begins. It begins with the miracle, but there was just something just ordinary taking place. They were just standing there talking, right? Apparently, there was at least a couple people there. They were standing, they were talking. This is what they were not doing. They were not touching or smoking pot. I'm assuming touching each other, maybe, or touching the pot. I'm not sure there, but they weren't doing anything nefarious. Nothing illegal going on there. When the cop told this guy right here, Tyrone, who is the heroic figure in this poem, the person who takes back their power. Now, somebody might read this and go, this is going against a police officer, and I don't think this is first of all, I don't think this is a railing against a particular cop. I think this is the cop is sort of an authority figure, and Tyrone is just an everyday black man doing an everyday thing that's not nefarious. And so the authorities are bothering this person who's historically been bothered for a very long time. The cop gives the historically bothered person a directive: move along, buddy. And then, as if the directive was not enough, he gives an insult calling the females, I would imagine, that he's with whores. And that's where Tyrone is like, that's not going to happen. That's where something comes out in Tyrone where he is described as growling. He is described as pouncing. Nobody to this very day can explain how it happened. Um, as an outsider looking in, again, a sociological approach to this particular text. Remembering that we take a look at these approaches, the sociological approach from the categories of thinking when analyzing literature, and then we've got a sociological approach that we can take there on number 4. We've got a sociological approach that we could take. What is the character or narrator or individual's relationship with society? And so with society, um, Tyrone, other black people have been oppressed, and this is enough, dude. We're chilling. We're just talking and standing around. I would assume that it's in a public place, just hanging out, man. Not doing anything wrong. Leave us alone is what Tyrone is representative of the group, and and Nikki Giovanni shows that Tyrone is the heroic figure because Tyrone, the hero, will not take any mess. No mess is Tyrone going to take. You know what? Something tells me I want to look up the meaning of Tyrone real quick. Let me just give me a second. I'm looking up the meaning of Tyrone. Um, Let me see here. I can't really find the meaning from the land of the ewe tree, from the land, from a particular land. That's all what means. It's an of Irish origin. So nothing there in terms of what I could find or discover about the meaning of the name Tyrone. And then she goes on and look at the imagery here. And none of the zoos and circuses within 50 miles had reported a panther. This panther that growls, and this panther that has decided to pounce. No more will we be downtrodden. No more will we be mistreated. This panther, nobody said this panther was missing. This is a bit a comical, a bit humorous, a bit disturbing, um, uh, a bit unsettling, a bit triumphant. Who knows what happens after he pounced, but he sure did pounce. And so we see that this text is is couched in the idea of miracle. And so if we've been looking at it sociologically, but if we take a look at this thing mythically, we've got a hero named Tyrone, and this Tyrone has been taking mess for many years, and then here and on this day he stops taking mess, and he pounces like a panther, a black panther, right? And he claims his power, and mythically that's essentially what we do. We get fed up of what our conditions are, and then there's an overwhelming sense of the spiritual, the divine, and there's a power given to fight back. Now, I don't know if fighting back physically or violently is what the spirit would have given to anyone to do, but it sure did seemingly give Tyrone the spirit to do this, because this thing, the speaker says, is a damn miracle. It's a miracle this person decides to claim their strength and their power. It's a miracle that they decide that, look, man, I'm not gonna take your stuff anymore. Wherever, let's talk about how this applies in our lives. Let's drop this down into our neck of the woods, our neighborhoods, our hometowns, our houses, our areas where we are. Uh, you put up with enough mess, at some point you're gonna be done with it. And Tyrone is the figure that we can take a look at as an individual who we can see, to say, hey, look, man, when enough is enough, enough is enough, right? When you've had enough, um, there's nothing else but to strike back. Now, striking back does not necessarily need to be violent. It could be political. It could be other ways besides violence. But at least there is a time for a downtrodden person or a downtrodden group or someone who's being bullied to say, man, enough, dude, enough. Back up. Take your power. Today might be the day for you to do that. It might be the day for you to do that in your intimate relationships. It might be the day for you to do that on your job. It might be the day for you to do that in your family. It might be the day for you to do that in your community. Today might be the day for you to pounce. Today might be the day for you to growl. Today might be the day for the panther in you to emerge. That's all I have for this one, man. This was a very powerful one. You know what's funny about Nikki Giovanni's poems is that she has a lot of poems that have relational characteristics and qualities. And there's a relational characteristic and quality in this one here at the very beginning. He pounces in part because the dude's giving him a directive, and he's insulting the people whom he's with. But also there's a reclaiming of power in a lot of the poems that she writes. In I'm Not Lonely, the speaker claims their power in a person leaving them, but they claim their power and say, look, I'm not lonely even though I'm all alone. Um, this poem, You Came To, there's a speaker. The speaker goes to a place seeking love, seeking friendship, seeking understanding, and really, it's in essence finding it. And their actions are powerful because they help to put into place, put into reality the thing that they wanted. And then here, there's a desire to reclaim power in this poem on hearing the girl with the flaxen hair. In which case, this person's like wanting, the speaker's wanting to have some leisure, because if they had some leisure, man, they'd be able to have a sweeter relationship with their significant other. So a lot of these poems have to do with reclaiming one's own power. And so why not today? Why not reclaim your power? You are powerful. Never forget that. Next time we're together, we'll take a look at the poem Seduction. As you can see, I've read it, and it is, I don't even know how I'm going to approach this one, but we'll see what happens. So I'll see you on the next one.